Good morning, gardening friends. It's now Friday morning. Instead of waiting till Monday to do an episode, I had a little time today. I figured let's try and do something. If you look at the yellow pot there in the center of the picture, just above the marigolds, you'll see that the nasturtium is going crazy. I've got three sprouts that you can see, and one that may actually be starting to sprout. And I've decided that since this is doing so well, I'm going to go ahead and move it out to the shade garden. Seems to be doing good with the limited amount of sun that we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it in a bigger pot. I'm actually going to decommission one of the experiments, the purple orchid tree. I've got one white pot out there that I've had out there since December. And there are 4 plastic cups inside that. I was trying to sprout the seeds and nothing's happened. So it's been 4 months. It's about time to give up on that if I don't have any sprout at all. I'm going to go ahead and reuse that pot. And I went out, and I don't usually do this, but I went out and got some actual potting soil instead of trying to build my own, mainly because nasturtium is actually an edible. And I very much enjoy it when I have it. So I want to make sure that the soil quality is up to par for an edible. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll get it all together and I'll show you when I'm done. Alrighty then. So now the nasturtium, sorry about the traffic, the nasturtium is in its new home in that white pot there. I've taken the soil that was in that pot and recycled it. It's sitting in another pot in the kitchen, waiting to dry out so I can use it for something else. So that's actually the potting soil that I put in there. And we'll see. I don't want to advertise a particular brand, so if there's an experiment to be had here, it's one, it's moving from the sun garden to the shade garden, and 2, seeing the difference when I get actual commercial potting soil. It is OMRI certified, so it's true organic soil. At least I trust OMRI. And that's what it looks like here. And now we're back here about a half hour later. You can see the yellow pot is back. It's actually got potting soil in it. And I am soaking some nasturtium seeds in the kitchen. And tomorrow I will plant them and probably give you an update on the rest of the garden. That's it for now. Good morning, folks. It's the next day. The sun is out. The seeds have been soaking, and it's time to do a little planting. I just wanted to kind of give you a little quick overview of how I'm doing this. This is the pot here that I'm going to be planting in. This is my big sprayer that I use. Let me get that out of the way. And we have the seeds sitting right here. And as you can see, I've got 3 seeds in there that have been soaking for the better part of a day. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull them out of the water and stick them in the soil. And it occurs to me now that I also need to now I'm going to drop these in probably 1.5 to 2 times the size of the actual seed. That's a general guideline for planting almost any seed. I put one there. I'll put one here. Let me get the third before I press them in. And there's one more there. Press that in. Press that one in. Cover them up, and that's pretty much it. I have now planted 3 nasturtium seeds. And as you may be able to see over on the left there in the yellow pot, the nasturtiums that were a bit smaller yesterday, they're growing like gangbusters. And I'll show you what they look like out front in the shade garden. Okay, so I did a little bit more work. I added some balanced fertilizer to pretty much all the pots in both sides of the garden. I forgot to mention last week that I had put in that same balanced fertilizer into the bottle planters. And I'll give you an update on that tomorrow. But as you can see, the white pot in the middle there where I transplanted yesterday, they seem to have survived the transplant, mainly I think because I just put the entire contents of the previous pot. I didn't try and separate the plants. So no real danger to the roots. If I could have showed it to you, it was a little too complicated, but you would have seen that the roots were actually, after only 2 weeks, were actually bound in the pot, which was a pretty good sign. They're growing really fast, and This is one of my favorite plants, so I'm really happy to see something is growing in these gardens. That's it for today. Good morning, gardening friends. Well, it's mostly a good morning. It's Sunday morning. I was feeling like I was going to wrap up this video on a real high with having my nasturtium there in the white planter, but as you can see, it's no longer there. Apparently at some point yesterday in the afternoon or early evening, I wasn't out every hour to look. I don't know when it happened, but somehow the plants have disappeared. Well, I'll just soldier on. I've got more seeds already growing. I can plant them again, and I just have to realize, I think that this is a public area, and this is not my patio. This is an area that I got approval to put some plants, try and make the place look a little bit nicer, and I just can't be sure what happened. I'm disappointed, to be honest. It was a real gut punch yesterday when I came out after all that pride of getting those plants to grow and find them that they're not there anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was just some malicious person or possibly the gardeners who were here yesterday afternoon, but I choose to not believe it was the gardeners. They've been pretty respectful of everything I've been doing, even though they're basically your standard sort of mow and blow gardeners. They come along, they mow the little bit of grass that we've got, and they come along with the leaf blowers and clear out dead branches and what have you. And as far as that, aside from the noise from the leaf blowers, they've been very respectful, so I'm going to choose not to believe that it's them. So I'll soldier on. I'll go ahead and when some more plants get mature, I'll put them out here, and we'll just go on from there. As for this week's picture, I was out walking, and a place not far up the street, they happened to have this bush that had these beautiful little flowers, and I got what I think is a fairly sharp picture. I hope you agree. I just really liked it for the color and the little flowers. So that's my picture of the week. And with that, like I said, I'll soldier on, but this is the Budget Gardener signing off and saying, may your thumb be green.